Hi, this is Akshay from GeeksforGeeks. Welcome to another session on interview experience. हम काफी सारे कर चुके हैं ये इस सेगमेंट में लेकिन हम करते रहेंगे ये वाले वेबिनार्स. इसका रीजन मैं आपको काफी वेबिनार्स में बता चुका हूँ. एनीवे, सो बिफोर आई टेल यू मोर अबाउट द गेस्ट हु वी आर इनवाइटिंग, हाय हेलो हो जाए थोड़ी सी. तो कमेंट्स में आई एम वेटिंग फॉर सम हेलोज एंड हाइज एंड आई टॉक टू यू गाइस पहले, उसके बाद फिर हम मूव ऑन करेंगे. थोड़े मेरे बाल लंबे हो रहे हैं, सो bear with me, guys. 6 people are alive, just 6 people. Come on, guys. Okay, 9 people, great, fine. I cannot see any comments. First, I'll wait for the comments. Another 10-20 seconds, I guess, because we have a time limitation of 20 minutes. So we need to keep tracking that also. Anyways, all right. Okay, साइड बाय साइड में वेट तो कर रहा हूँ कमेंट्स की, वो मैं जब आएंगे तब एक्नॉलेज कर दूंगा. बट मैं गेस्ट के बारे में बता देता हूँ लोगों को, जो लोग लाइव है. 10 लोग लाइव हैं. सो हिज नेम इज साई शशांक वार्थकवि एंड his branch is ECE from Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, and he is placed as a graduate engineer trainee at Nokia Networks. So हम साई को invite करते हैं without delaying any further, and we'll talk about few questions, and then we'll move on to the section where we'll pick up few questions from the comments, and also we'll keep webinar in English because there are people joining us from other countries as well. So all right, let me invite Sai. Hi Sai, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, Sai. Thank you so much for joining us. And 19
Yeah,
people are live right now, and we can
okay.
start. And good to see some comments. By the way, finally a comment came. Hi sir, good evening. Good evening,
Hi
Malia.
guys, don't call me sir actually. I'm just a passed out student. So
Okay,
you can call me with my name itself. I'm Shashank. Hi.
all right. And I
Hi
can see
everyone.
some great comments now. Alia, hi Alia. All right. So, Sai, welcome to the session. Let's start with a brief introduction about yourself. Okay.
Okay.
So let's
Yeah.
start with this question, and then we'll move one by one.
Yeah, sure. So
Hmm.
I'm basically my name is Varthakavi Sai Shashank, and I'm a recent graduate in 2020 from Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, Amritapuri, that is in Kerala. It's a chain of colleges which belongs to Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, Coimbatore. And then I've been graduated from this college in the branch of ECE. So my GPA was 8.5. It was not a matter for getting good placement actually. Then as a part of my interest, so I developed a feeling that I should pursue some technical career which is related to science because I was pretty much interested in related to something related to physics actually.
Okay,
So
okay.
I took EC, that's why. And my one of the interest was to do code, whatever the thing it may be. Whether I take mechanical or civil, I want to be part of coding. So that's why I took EC, which actually helped me to develop these things like coding also. So I have done a few certifications. One is Cisco Certified Network Associate, that is related to networking, and which helped me in Nokia as well, cracking interview. And then regarding programming language, I learned C and C++. Then
Okay.
coming to projects, uh, there are a couple of projects which I did as a part of my final year project. I did steganographic analysis, which is part of image processing actually.
Okay.
So the idea is to develop an algorithm which can encode and decode the hidden messages. Like we can send a message, data encrypted message in an image, and we can transmit and decode it as well. So that was my final year project. And as a part of before working at Nokia, I was in Cognizant. So there I
Okay.
learned data analytics. So in data
Okay.
analytics, I learned a few data visualization tools like Tableau, Power BI, and ClickView and ClickSense,
Awesome.
and that's all about. And I relating to that data analytics, I've done a project where I used Virat Kohli's statistical data, and I have drawn insights from there. So that's basically like a dashboard which we can visualize the whole Virat Kohli's career from 2008 to 2019. That's the thing. Then one more web development project I have done. That was a very basic project, and that was only of
Okay.
a backend actually.
All right,
That's
science. So we talked about we have a
yeah,
separate question for project, but okay,
yeah.
let me move on to the next question. How did you get to know about the job opening? Was it on
Uh,
campus?
yeah, that was my college thing actually. So
All
college has
right.
sent me yeah. So college
Okay.
had sent me an opening.
Okay.
Uh,
On.
s- yeah, I
So
was
company
actually
visited.
2020. I was a
Company visited
2020
your.
passed out. Sorry.
Okay. And so company visited your college, right? Nokia.
No, no, not like that actually. So
Okay.
I was
Okay.
2020 passed out and I was not expecting any placement, further placements from my college. So
Okay.
luckily I have got an opening which is actually off-campus recruitment from Nokia.
Okay.
So that link had been shared from my college and I got to know from that. Yeah,
Got it. Got it. Okay.
yeah.
So how many rounds were there in the interview?
There were four rounds actually. First one
Four.
was a test. Okay.
You can
So first
explain, yeah, each and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah. First one was a basic test actually, which contains aptitude questions. It was held in AMCAT actually. So first one was sorry, I mean in the first test. So there are four sections: aptitude,
Hmm.
then a
Hmm.
verbal part, and coding
Hmm.
part, and then technical questions from the background which you are related to. So aptitude and verbal part was easy. I mean, like if you can get 60% of the questions, that's enough. You can crack it. And then
Okay.
there were two coding questions that were also I mean like basic only. You can do it. First one is of a pattern, so you
Hmm.
you have to get the pattern which they had given. That was the question. And then the second one was a relative array. It was bit tricky one, but then you can I think if you are in level 2 in a hacker rank, or if you gone through geeks for geeks array basic array questions, you can do it actually. There's nothing much to do in that. And also you can use the C language itself. There's no part of data structures also, so you can do it easily. Then
Hmm.
coming to technical questions in first test itself. So it's basically related to your domain actually. So if you are from CSC, then you may expect data structure questions and predict the output type of questions. And if you're
Okay.
from ECE, you can expect microprocessors, and then assembly language coding. Then I can say that digital electronic questions. So these are the main parts. And then coming to second round, that is the first technical interview. He We just introduced ourselves. Then he asked me about you know he started with the networking part, because I had a certification, as I told you, in Cisco networking associate,
Yeah.
that one. So it is related to networking. So he asked me few networking questions like basic OSA layers, like 7 layers will be there in OSA. So
Hmm.
he asked me about that, and he asked me to explain about each layer in brief. And he asked me about layer 2 and layer 3 particularly. So that is data link layer and network link layer, because they are working in that layer actually. So they want guys from that one. So
Okay.
he asked me about that, and he asked me to do code in online. I mean, I used Geeks for Geeks IDE. I'm not saying that I'm not saying because I'm here from Geeks for Geeks. I'm saying literally because it is very useful environment, and also it is very easy to code. You can use any language. There are 14 languages nearly, so you can use anytime. And then I used Geeks for Geeks IDE there, and then I had written the code and I just shown the output also. And then he asked me to explain the code. Then I did it successfully. And then after he asked me few theory related questions, like in
Okay.
C programming particularly. Then he
Hmm.
asked me about data structures, and I was not very well versed with the data structures, because I had just taken a course related to data structures from two websites. One is from Udemy and one is from Geeks for Geeks. And I just started the courses, and I wasn't, I hadn't gone through it much. So I told that I can only explain him related to theoretical part, but not the code. So he just told okay, and then
Okay.
it went well. Then coming to next technical interview,
Third
so
one.
it took first, yeah, the second round took around 1 hour, which is of programming and networking. That's it. And then the next one, that is the third round, second technical interview. It took 1.5 hour actually, the technical interview, and he asked me about everything related to EC. I say like digital electronics, signal processing, microprocessors, assembly language coding, then
Hmm.
a bit of communication, and lot of C programming. He asked me multiplication of sorry matrix multiplication of an m by n or n by n matrix. So he asked me to write a code. But the interesting part is they are really motivating you to do. The only thing is you have to be confident right from the start of the interview till the end. They are not expecting any correct answers from you, or they are not expecting apt answers. Only the thing is how you are taking that motivation to next level, and how you are taking those hints from them, and then you are building your answers. That is the thing that I observed in both of the interviews. And he asked me like the core electronics part, like I mentioned, right? Digital electronics, signal process, microprocessors, and then programming languages like a C, and bit of data structures. There also I fumbled a lot because I don't know data structures. I explained him, and he just said okay. Then he asked me few networking questions, one or two networking questions, and that was for second round. Second technical interview, that is third round. And coming to fourth round, HR. So HR, I thought that based on the several interview experience which was written on blogs of Geeks for Geeks, I felt that it was very easy, but it was not actually. It is also a tricky one. So the HR introduced himself and asked me to introduce myself. So I did that thing. Then he asked me about situation based questions, like if one employee is coming to you and he's ditching about another employee, so how would you
Hmm.
react? So I told that I'll just keep quiet and I'll do my work, because ultimately at the evening I have to show my work to my leader. Because it's not about
Absolutely.
it's not about like it's not a college thing like we'll go in gang and we'll beat someone. It's not like that. Every individual has his own thing and he has to do, and ultimately he has to show his caliber at a corporate level. So I told like that. Then he was okay. Then situation based questions he asked. That's it, and that was
Okay.
good actually. Yeah,
All right. All right. So basically, this was about each and every round, right? So
yeah.
you were talking about projects in your introduction question, but let's you can have the space to be more elaborate on this. So what's
Okay.
the importance of projects and internship with the resume?
Yeah.
So tell the audience, like they always ask in comments in every interview experience webinars that what project should we do and what's important. So we particularly give this question. Please feel free to answer.
Yeah. So the
Thank you.
thing is, coming to projects, I won't say that you have to do only this particular project. It's of
Okay.
your own interest, as long as you are fresher, and also, it's not for, it's for almost every job which you apply. I'll tell the same thing, because, ultimately what they are expecting from you is you have to be thorough in one particular subject so that they can train in the area which they want, because the
Hmm.
confidence they are expecting from you, it's not about the subject in particular. Because I did my final year project in signal processing, if you take. And also one more project is related to data analytics, and one more project is related to web development. There is no connection between any of this. But then the thing is, when we explain the things, we have to be confident enough, and also we have to tell the apt answers which they ask actually. They had asked me couple of questions on each project, and I explained my part perfectly, and I tried to explain them about the extension which I can do to build the project into a product. That's it. That's all about the projects. And coming to internship, actually it's okay if you have nothing, but then I'll suggest like you can go through internshala, or else if you take the DSA course from Geeks for Geeks, you have an opportunity to take part in a 6 month internship, if I'm not wrong. So you have those opportunities. And then also it's better if you try for some internships in at college level, and then if you whatever the internship it may be, if you have some experience, that will also add value to your resume.
Okay, so Sai, what about some project ideas? Can you share some project ideas?
Okay, coming to project ideas,
Hmm.
maybe the thing like if you are from EC, I'll suggest you guys to do related to digital electronics, or related to data analytics. If you take CSE as your interest, even if you are in EC, because there is not much of coding, but then you can learn many of the skills which you can carry up to a long time. I mean, like maybe up to 5 6 years from there, you can take it and you can build on those. So for CSE guys, I would like to suggest machine learning and something great related to data structures, because ultimately whatever web development you do, it will be based on machine learning nowadays. So that's why
Hmm.
it would be better if you take data science or machine learning as your final year project.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So, and how to keep yourself motivated? Like,
Uh,
it must be few times when you were preparing for your interviews that you felt really down and you don't have the motivation to do more things. So, how do you get out of that zone? How do you keep yourself motivated?
Yeah, I would say that rather being motivated, you should get inspired from someone. That's better actually, because the
Hmm.
motivation will not stay longer. Because I have been a guy who used to watch a lot of YouTube videos based on motivation only. When I
Hmm.
was deep down in my heart, right from my college days, because my friends are achieving few things and I was not able to do. But then the
Hmm.
thing is, everything, I mean, if you want to achieve something, you cannot achieve in one day. That I was bit lately realized that thing, because I want to do it in a I want to achieve a lot of things in few days. That will make you distracted very well, and you cannot achieve the main thing at the end. So the thing I would say is, just stack up your work. If you want to do a final thing, like let's say if you want to get a core job for EC guys, or if you want to get into a product based company for CSC guys, the things which you have to do is you have to be perfect in a particular subject, whatever the subject it may be. You have to be well versed in one area. Then you have to do some good project based on that same area, because there should be a connection in your resume finally when you do such things. And then because of this the because of this disconnected resume, I had lost 4 to 5 companies. Okay, but then the thing, I got improved in each interview, and I got confident enough so that I performed well in Nokia. That's a different thing. But if you have a connection in your resume, you can get it easily in your first shot itself. So I would say like that. So just be inspired whatever it may be, because everyone will not achieve the thing at the same time. Maybe you can achieve more than your friend. So it may take some time, but then you can achieve better if you are in the right direction. Just be focused on your journey, that's it, rather than being focused on your result. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Sai, any advice? This is the last question. Then we'll move on to the comment section. Any advice to the viewers? Any placement related advice you would give in
Yeah,
particular?
placement related, I would say that whether you hate coding or love coding, just be part of coding. That's a main thing when you have to get a good placement. Because ultimately what people will judge you is through your placement. And what I mean, the passion which you build is different thing. But then if you want to get placed into some product based company, or it might be a core company in EC also, or it may be in AAA also, the basic thing is you have to learn coding, and then you have to be a part of data structures at least to get a good job. That's it.
Okay.
And also do some good projects related to it. That's it.
All right. Sai, all right. So, thank you so much for answering our questions. Now
Yeah,
we'll
that's
wait.
okay. Pleasure is mine.
Okay, thank you. Now we'll wait for some comments to drop in. So everyone in the audience, please feel free to put in your questions. We'll just go through them and pick up one or maybe one question today randomly because we are already 90 minutes in the webinar. So, all right. Sai, you can also go through the questions. We'll pick
Yeah, can
one
I
question.
take one question? I have
Which
seen
one?
here.
Which one?
Anurag Narayan.
Is CNN, CCNA certification necessary for
Question
Nokia,
necessary.
right? All
Yeah.
right, let's talk about this.
Yeah. So it's not necessary for Nokia interview as such, but then since the company is related to mobile networking, you can get better on at the time of interview if you gone through CCNA certification. And here another question from Anurag Narayan is that is it costly? The thing is, it's not costly actually, because if you want to get the actual certification, you can take the sample test. From there you will get discount, nearly 60 to 70% discount. Then from there you can get the certification. I can say that if you have CCNA certification, it will become easy in the company also, because it's related to mobile networks. Yeah.
ठीक है.
And how to prepare for off campus from Prajwal Power. Yeah. So there's no separate preparation for off campus. Many people think that it's really tough when you go off campus. But then I would say that if you had right preparation at your college, and even though if you're not you're not placed in on campus, it will become really easy out of campus. Because when they come to on campus, they will come with a number. Whether if it's a mass company like TCS or Infosys, they'll come with a number. So and then if you go off campus for the same company outside, there won't be a number as such. So, and also the people who come off campus will, most of the guys will be untrained, and also they won't be they'll just come and prepare as, I mean, they'll take part as such. So if you had prepared enough, and if you had not got a chance at on campus, then it would be really helpful to crack easily out of campus. uh,
All right.
yeah.
Uh, Sai, we can't take more questions right now, but
Okay. Yeah.
I would like to address few comments. So, Reda Bunai Vashishta is saying, Akshay, can we expect more mock interviews from GFC? It is very helpful. Uh, Bro, we are already working on it. We also intend to increase the frequencies because we know that it's providing value. And big thanks to Sai, people like Sai
Yeah, that's
uh,
okay.
who are willing to share their knowledge for free, and they are, pushing their limitation and coming out of camera and talking. And, that's thank you so much, Sai, for joining today.
I
Really.
mean, the thing is, I learned these things from Geeks for Geeks, so I have to contribute something
Yeah.
from my side. That's it.
Yeah.
Not more than that.
That's a little pride that I take that I work here. So I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying. So awesome, Sai. I'll bid you goodbye and talk to the audience for a minute more. And
Okay.
okay, and your LinkedIn URL is in the YouTube description. So if people can connect with you and maybe ask you need some mentorship from you, that would be fine, right?
No, sorry, I didn't get you.
So your URL, LinkedIn profile URL is in the YouTube description. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if people want to ask you questions from you over there, you can
Yeah, that's
provide.
okay. From my, I mean, they'll ping to my LinkedIn, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely, they
Yeah,
can send you a
definitely.
connection request and add a note over there.
I don't have any problem. I'll share
All right.
whatever I have.
All right. So everyone, I would say that जो questions नहीं address हो पाए हैं, please feel free to ask Sai. He is willing to help.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Sai, for joining. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Akshay. Thank you. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So that was it, guys. Let me tell you. Let me reinforce the fact that Geeks Summer Carnival is coming in mid-April. Amazing discounts and coupons available. Do check it out. That link is also in the YouTube description, video description. Just go and check it out. बहुत ज़्यादा सही प्राइजेस हैं और बहुत सारी इंटरेस्टिंग कॉन्टेस्ट हैं, बहुत सारी इवेंट्स हैं, स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी है, बहुत कुछ है. So check करना, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Akshay this side from GeeksforGeeks. And if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, send me a connection request. I'm more than happy to connect with you guys. I'm already getting queries as to people who want to come on this platform and share their experience. And my team is connecting with them. So feel free to connect with me. Bye, guys. Take care. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Bye.